Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
What's going on, fam? This is Jay Cameron inviting you to join us in Ethiopia next March 2025. And this is going to be an iconic trip that you don't want to miss, a trip of a lifetime. We're going to be visiting Addis Ababa, Gondor, Lalibela. You'll have a chance to taste the amazing Ethiopian food. You'll also have a chance to visit the Rastafarian community. You'll get the history, you'll get the fashion, you'll have an opportunity to shop. It's going to be a trip, an experience of a lifetime. So make sure you sign up to join us in Ethiopia, March 2025.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us on the stream today. We're happy you are here. It is the 21st, and we are just trucking along. Man, every time I look at them dates, ladies and gentlemen, it is going by so freaking fast. That's just amazing to me. So fast that, we're moving along here in the year. So, they're on day 3 right now of the DNC. Day 2 was yesterday, and of course the highlight with that was former First Lady Michelle Obama and former President Barack Obama. Now, I went last night after the stream, and I got relaxed, and everything in bed, and I was just trying to listen, and I caught Michelle Obama, and I fallen asleep. Then I woke back up, later in the night. And she said something that caught my ear. I said, oh, hold on here. And so I said, let me listen to this whole speech, take just some things out that I think that maybe we could talk about here tonight. And so that's what we're doing. I need to go through and listen to Barack Obama's whole speech. I've heard more of his, but from beginning to end, kind of like I did with her speech, and just mark down some timestamps that I wanted to cover. So shout out to y'all. If y'all been watching the DNC, all kind of craziness has been going on. Did y'all? Well, we'll talk about that. But just a couple of announcements. Take advantage of the. Oh, I didn't put it in there, right? Oh, sorry. Where am I at? I think I had my internet, not my internet, but my computer is shut down, so I had to redo everything. So give me a second. You could take advantage of the back to school special that we have right now for the African Diaspora News Channel app. And you can get it 50% off right now for the 1 year membership. take advantage of that right now. That would be the best thing. Then once you do that, and pin this to the top. Once you do that, just send me the receipt and your YouTube channel link so we can add you, here so you can be, participate in the chat. And the reason why we do members only chat and all of that is because when Vice President Kamala Harris got into the race, we've seen a great uptick of trolling. I mean, I've never seen that kind of trolling before, like on any of our pages. So clearly, the DNC has some dedicated trolls out here, just like they're using influencers and all kind of people to amplify the message. They got a big war chest. I mean, they got that, the music industry supports the Democrats, the Hollywood supports the Democrats. I mean, all in, California. They have a lot of money to work with, right? And anybody would admit that the Democrats probably going to do a lot better in the area of some flash, some messaging because of the industries that's behind them. So, my thing is, if you're going to troll, then you're going to go ahead on and donate to troll if you're going to do that. And if you can donate to troll, I'll listen to you a lot more then because I'll take you a lot more serious. Okay, all right. So I know y'all want to get to y'all former First Lady, Michelle Obama. I know it's very, very, very important to y'all to hear what she has to say tonight. So let's go it on and just in the spirit of Democrats, let me cue up the greatest Democrat mayor of all time. And after that, we cue up this, great Democrat mayor, then we'll get going.
Hey guys, it's Super Mayor Tiffany A. Henry, the people's mayor. Y'all forget I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work.
What is that?
No comment. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. So this is what it's all about, guys. They don't want a black person in power. They don't want a woman in power. If you ain't seen that yet. And someone so young. Everybody gotta understand, God give you what you can handle. That's what God give you. He ain't gonna give you more than that. As long as you can stay the course, fight the fight, and keep going, that's what we're gonna do here at Thornton Township.
Clerk, what are you doing? You out of order. You out of order. Did I call the roll? Did I say call the roll? I'm still speaking. You're out of order, Clerk Key. You out of order, Clerk Key. Like, stop. Y'all out of order. Everybody want to run stuff. Y'all don't run this house over here. Stop, please.
So now you have to listen in order to learn. Remove her. Go tell that.
All right, that was y'all Super Mayor Tiffany A. Henyard. I wonder if she went to the DNC. I mean, that's not too far down the street from her, right there in Chicago, right? I'm pretty sure, but Tiffany, I think she kind of hiding out right now. She worried about getting charged right now. But so First Lady Michelle Obama last night did a 22-minute speech at the DNC last night, ladies and gentlemen. And there's kind of 4 parts I kind of want to highlight what she's going to say. And, I'll play just one part, then I'll step in. I'll play the next part I want to cover. We'll step in. Normally I play it the whole way through, but it's not going to make sense if I just play it like that with it jumping around. So let's go on. If anybody got, yeah, she still resources and ran, but she ain't going to run too far because there is a long arm of the law. All right, so let's kick it off with our First Lady, or former First Lady, Michelle Obama.
Pursuing the unfinished promise of this great nation, the dream that our parents and grandparents fought and died and sacrificed for. America, hope is making a comeback. To be honest, I am realizing that until recently, I have mourned the dimming of that hope.
All right, so let's start right there. So she said hope is making a comeback. Yeah, let me see if I can go rewind that back because let me cue
that
this up.
regardless of where you come from, what America,
Cue it back up.
hope is making a comeback.
Let's hear it one more time.
Fought and died and sacrificed for. America, hope is making a comeback.
Don't that sound so nice? Look how excited they are about hope making a comeback. Lord, look at them. Look at them, Jesus.
To be honest, I am realizing that until recently, I have mourned the dimming of that hope.
All right. Hope is making a comeback. The question, what is hope? What does that mean? Now, the Obamas got away with hope and change, right? We didn't question anything about what hope mean. We didn't question anything about the change. We didn't question it. We just say, yeah, hope and change, hope and change. And, I guess they said, hey, it worked in 2008. It worked in 2012. Let's bring it back up in 2024. Hope and change, right? So you're cheering for hope, but don't know what you're cheering for. That's like a bunch of people cheering around you like, why everybody cheering? I don't know, just cheer with them. Cheer with them. Like, I don't know what I'm cheering for. That's really what it is. You cannot define hope. What is hope? And day 2, nobody talked about policies. You talked about Trump and what he got going on and policies that he wants to do, but you presented no policy at all. Now, Sister Michelle, listen. And I know you triggered a lot of the racists last night. Oh, Lord, boy, I got to check out that racist Nick Fuentes. He went on a 15-minute rant about the Obamas. Lord, I thought it was kind of funny, actually, how they triggered him like that. But they are breaking down Michelle's pantsuit, talking about she spent $3,000 on the pantsuit. So what? Who cares about her pantsuit? If she got the money to pay for it, that's her business. Why are you mad? So if somebody, a Caucasian buy it, you ain't talking about their clothes. You understand what I'm saying? But that's that. We don't know what hope is. I can't spend hope. I can't spend change unless it's change from money, right? Hope is not going to get it this time. Sorry, Sister Michelle. Sister Michelle, sorry. Hope is not going to get it. Hope and change. We did have a change, all right. Oh, it was a change that happened during the Obama years, but that change didn't go too well for Black Americans. Not at all. Now, let me tell you something that I saw, and many of you probably have saw this. Do you know that the Democrats, the DNC, outside of the DNC, the first 2 days, they had a mobile Planned Parenthood, guys and ladies. And at this mobile Planned Parenthood, they were doing abortions and vasectomies at the DNC. They didn't bring a mobile office so people can get jobs in Chicago. They didn't bring nothing where Black people can get access to capital, home loans, grants, something that'd be great. No, they brought a whole Planned Parenthood mobile clinic to do abortions and vasectomies at the DNC. They had time slots, and all the time slots was full, and all the time slots was full. And in the videos I saw some Black women coming up out of there. I didn't see no immigrant women coming out of there, but I sure seen some Black women. And I say, I'm not even talking about a Black immigrant either. They weren't even coming out of there. But unfortunately, the rebellious in our community was coming up out of there. The migrants are having their children, but you going over there to Planned Parenthood, and the DNC made sure to get you taken care of right outside the DNC. When I saw that, y'all, I said, what is going on here? You have no policies for Black Americans, but you surely got that going on outside. Let me hold on, y'all. Give me a second. let me since because I don't like to just talk because you got people that's gonna show up over here. Give me a second because let me go to let me download it real quick. Where is my? Hold on, where is it? Is it here? Just give me a second. I just need to get down. What is this? Have they changed this TikTok thing? Is it the TikTok studio? They always messing up something on this app. How do you get to your let me see, watch. Just give me a second. Content preferences. They actually had made it so easy for you to get your actual content that you was actually watching. And now they didn't kind of messed it up. Okay, activity center. There we go. Okay, watch history. There we go. Let me go ahead. Let me see if I can go there and download this for y'all so y'all can see it real quick. Just so y'all won't. This guy is like interviewing them, but I wanted to show the one I saw where he had like these black people coming in and out of this place. Just give me a second. Let me send this to my other screen here. Here we go. Boom. All right. So hope and change, right? Now this, I guess this is some of that good hope and change. I'll pull it up for y'all. Let me download this video right here. Boom. All right, we got it for y'all. So check this out. Let me get off the screen here. Check this out real quick, because I don't want to just talk because people be like, oh no, you're not telling the truth and all this stuff. And what's that video file? Hold on. Did I download it? Oh, okay. I saved it in the wrong folder. Got it. All right. Here we go. Boom. Check this out.
Tenant Media. As you see directly behind me is the Planned Parenthood mobile health clinic that drove from Missouri to Chicago to be here to provide free vasectomies and abortions to attendants of the DNC that wanted to do so. Right now, we're about a half a mile away from the DNC Convention Center that it's being held at. And, within the first day of the announcement, every single appointment was booked out. They're doing this for 2 days, today the 19th and tomorrow the 20th, but everything is completely booked out. But here you go in the flesh. They will be providing free abortions and vasectomies to attendants of the DNC that is right down the street.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So there was some other videos that came out, and they had black women walking up out of there. It just popped in my head, so I didn't have time to get that video. But maybe I'll show y'all tomorrow. When I seen black women walking out there, I was shaking my head about that. I say, my God, man, this is what they're doing outside the DNC. I just want y'all, but we wrong to talk about that, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, that's bad. Listen, the Democrats have never done nothing like this before. Okay, you may disagree with Democrat policies, whatever the case. Okay, cool. But they have never did this before. I mean, this is taking things to a whole new level, ladies and gentlemen. A whole new level that even the Democrats, even under Obama, they never did this. I can even say, well, no, I can't mention my name, but she's running and but that's something she's been speaking about. Think about it. She's been talking about unaliving children and ramping that up. And now, hey, here you go. So I guess what, outside all her events, that's what's going to start happening? That? Okay. All right. So let's go back to your former first lady here and look at the second thing that we want to touch base on.
We do that regardless of where you come from, what you look like, who you love, how you worship, or what's in your bank account. We all deserve the opportunity to build a decent life. All of our contributions deserve to be accepted and valued. because no one has a monopoly on what it means to be an American. No one. Living a
Okay, so she inserted in her speech that no matter where you come from or who you are or whatever, nobody has a monopoly on being an American. Why do you think she inserted that into her speech, ladies and gentlemen? Why do you think that? Ma'am, if you are a citizen of the United States of America, you are a citizen. And you do have a monopoly because you're a citizen. You're right. It don't matter where you come from. If you go through the process and you become a citizen of this country, then you are an American. 100% full stop. I'm with that. No, you have to understand when the Obamas talk, they talk a lot of times in code and dog whistling. That's how the Obamas talk. They're not going to just be upfront on some things they're saying. There was her signal boosting. Why are y'all talking about immigration the way y'all doing? And, you know, good and well, she's not talking just to maybe some racists that say that. She's talking to Black Americans, too. Because Black Americans have been talking about, okay, you know, we are from America. We built this country. You know, we are the foundation of America. And all these other groups coming in here trying to take resources, but yet they're not like us. There we go, right? And she hears all that. She knows that. So the way she's going to combat it is say that nobody has a monopoly on being an American. Yeah, you're right. They're lawyers. Yeah, you're right. Both of them are lawyers, so they know how to do the word salad. They know all that. They know that very well. But when you listen, when you're listening, just listen. So you can't tell if you come up to them and say, "Oh, you got a problem with us talking about we Black Americans and we're not immigrants." I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. What are you talking about? That's how that is. It's like, well, I heard what you said. Well, I didn't say that though. I just said nobody has a monopoly on being an American. That's the only thing I said. I said no matter where you come from. You say it's a little static from time to time. Do I have some static, y'all? You say those teleprompters. If I have some static, let me know because I can fix that. If we have some static. Okay. All right. Just give me a second. So the way she's going to combat it is the same. All right. So I hope y'all got that. And Kelly, you talking about teleprompters, whatever. It was added. Hold on. You say da. You say I do? But when you listen. Okay, I hear what y'all talking about. Okay, so let me cue. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm gonna do something. Let me cue up. Let me cue up. Let me see. Hopefully, Uncle Ruckus. Just give me a second.
Donald turned to Achilles and said, "Hey, let's create a fraternity and jump up and down barking." People say the key to fixing the problems is education, but I say education is not the answer. Why bother? And what do they do in college anyway? Oh, they go there. They party, get drunk for 4-5 years, and end up just as ignorant as when they came in. You ever seen these fraternities and sororities? You ever seen these things? Silliest ever seen in my life. You think Aristotle turned to Achilles and said, "Hey, let's create a fraternity and jump up and down barking like dogs"? Hell no. White man out there getting Nobel Prizes and doing business deals in the fraternities. Jumping up and down with candy canes and doing all kinds of silly shit with their hands. I got something for a fraternity of bananas up a tree.
All right. Well, hopefully we're back and hopefully that sound better. But y'all let me know. Y'all let me know at the queue up Uncle Ruckus there. But let's go ahead on and get back to our former First Lady. And that's the thing about doing things live. Those things happen from time to time. Let me listen to myself. Just give me a second and we're going to cue her up. All right, I sound better. Okay, cool. So let's cue it back up again and pick up the third thing that she said.
Life of service and always pushing the doors of opportunity open to others, she understands that most of us will never be afforded the grace of failing forward. We will never benefit from the affirmative action of generational wealth. Living a life of service and always pushing the doors of opportunity open to others, she understands that most of us will never be afforded the grace of failing forward. We will never benefit from the affirmative action of generational wealth, never be afforded the grace of failing forward. We will never benefit from the affirmative action of generational wealth, the grace of failing forward. We will never benefit from the affirmative action of generational wealth. We only have...
Okay. All right. Now, I rewinded that a few times. What do you think that she meant by that? What do you think she meant by that, ladies and gentlemen? I repeated it several times so you can hear it. What do you think that she meant by that statement? That we would never have the affirmative action of generational wealth? What do you think she meant by that? Maybe my mindset is going somewhere else with it, but what do y'all think, class? What do y'all think? What did she mean by that? Because remember, like I said earlier, she's a lawyer, so she's not going to say things up front. So what did she mean? Of course, that's the way she feels, but what do you think what kind of message is she conveying by saying that? Well, since people maybe not responding to it as quick. A lot of people have been talking about reparations. A lot of black people have been saying that we need reparations in the form of cash payments because there's the wealth gap was created by slavery, chattel slavery in America. And we got to push for reparations and push for reparations. And they can say, we're not going to pay it. We're not going to do this. Well, at one point in time, they say you'll never get off the plantation. At one point in time, they say you'll never get out of Jim Crow. You'll never, be the first black this, the first black that. They always say never, 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 right? But why did you add that part in there? To me, in the message I get from it, the way she's talking, is that basically we're not doing reparations. We're not doing reparations. We're not doing reparations. Bottom line. Yeah, that's what I was saying. No reparation. Hold on. Let's cue it back up. Let's cue it back up.
2.5 months, y'all.
Hold on.
Get no one. Living a life of service and always pushing the doors of opportunity open to others, she understands that most of us will never be afforded the grace of failing forward. We will never benefit from the affirmative action of generational wealth.
We will never benefit from the affirmative action of generational wealth. We could benefit if the Democrats supported reparations in the form of cash payments. But you're saying we will never. Well, Sister Michelle, you can't say we because you got your reparations. You literally got it. I was thinking about that today. Her husband was a president for 8 years. He get his presidential salary for life. So that's a reparation payment for them. The rest of us don't get a reparation payment, period. When they got out of office, all the multi-million-dollar deals that they receive, they got theirs. They got homes in Martha's Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard is one of the most expensive places to live. As we talked about last night, they are so liberal in Martha's Vineyard, but when Ron DeSantis sent them some new neighbors, they got them out of Martha's Vineyard extremely quick. It didn't take long at all. They didn't want those good migrants in Martha's Vineyard. They wasn't so much of a bleeding heart liberal for them. But everybody always got something to say, well, what at least black people for sure not going to get. Now you say, well, she didn't say black people. She didn't imply it was black people. She just said that we're not going to have the affirmative action of generational wealth. Well, what group of people talk about generational wealth more than anybody else? What group of people was affected by generational wealth? Let's talk about that. Well, white people, they were the recipients of generational wealth through chattel slavery. You can't say it's the Asians. It's not them. You can't say it's the Hispanics. They don't talk about generational wealth. They wasn't enslaved in this land. You can't say it's the Arabs. They wasn't in this land like that. You can't even say the Native American, because the Native American gets set aside every year from the United States government. They got land. They got casinos. They are tax-free. They have their own sovereign laws and all things that the Native Americans have. Any immigrant that come in here to this country, they can't say generational wealth because they just got here. So what group of people are always talking about generational wealth? What group that has been affected and been disadvantaged by generations in this country? It's not really hard to figure this out if you just do a process of elimination. But as y'all said earlier in the chat, she is a lawyer. And lawyers know how to talk in a way that they're conveying messages, but they're not really sticking to nothing. This is why you got to listen. Because even a person is tricky in their language, all you got to do is listen and just use a little common sense of what they're actually saying. That's why I kept rewinding it back what she was saying. Generational wealth is a conversation that's only spoken to about in this country by black Americans. Nobody else has that generational wealth conversation because nobody else went through chattel slavery like us. Y'all have to understand what the Democrat Party is doing right now. This is my opinion. And like I said, I can be wrong. But if the Democrats can win this election and be very blatant that they're not doing nothing for black people and they're rewarded with the presidency, Black America, you done. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Y'all talk about the migrants and all that that action alone will show them, okay, not only I don't have to even do nothing for them. Have y'all noticed this election cycle? They're not even talking about black people. I'm not talking about the media. And I'm not talking about the shields. I'm actually talking about Kamala. She's not even talking about black people. She's not talking about the black vote. She's not saying nothing black. She's not even talking nothing. At least Joe Biden in the last election, he was talking about black people and the black vote. Even when he was running, he was still talking about the black vote. So I give Joe Biden that. This woman here like, nah, I'm not fooling with him. I ain't saying a word about black. If you call me black, I'm just going to say, well, Donald Trump is being stupid. He's an idiot. He's whatever the case may be. But I'm not going to even say I'm black myself. I can shut all that black talk down if I just talk about my history and where I come from. Matter of fact, she's letting everybody else say she's black, but she won't even say it. That is crazy to me. That is crazy. Then last night, saw Doug talk. I'm like, oh my God, why did he speak? That I'd rather hear somebody scratching a chalkboard than hearing Doug. Oh my God, Doug. No. Now, the only thing I will give the Obamas, I'm going to give them this. Hearing everybody else speak, you know, and I know Jasmine Crockett did a speech. You know, Jasmine know how to talk, and you know, Jasmine got that sister girl thing. And then what was that other lady, Angela, also Brooks? She was speaking as well. But all the folks that was talking, if you go back and listen to Hillary, Biden, he was screaming and yelling, you know, like I don't know what's wrong with him. But when Obama's got up there back to back and say, okay, even if you disagree with some things they say, I said, man, they actually know how to do a speech. They are actually pretty good at what they're doing. And when some people try to compare, you know, Barack Obama in 2008 to Kamala cannot do a speech like that. That's not in her to do it. I think she's maybe just a tad better, just maybe a little bit better than Hillary, but that's not saying much. That's not saying much at all. I don't feel inspired by anything. Like, at least Barack Obama and Michelle can actually, you saw how people responded to him about, and they weren't talking about nothing. Yeah, hope is coming back. Yeah, like, and they don't even know what they saying. You know what I'm saying? So I do give the Obamas that. I will never take that away from them. Barack Obama, I watched him, and he do his thing. I give him that. I give him that. The man can do it. The man can put on some speeches. I give him that. I ain't gonna take that away from him. Well, let's get to this last thing that I want to talk about, and the most important thing outside of the generational wealth conversation, outside of who's an American, outside of the hope. Let's get to this, because she was getting on to y'all, but was she? Let's listen.
We only have 2.5 months, y'all, to get this done. Only 11 weeks to make sure every single person we know is registered and has a voting plan. So we cannot afford for anyone America to sit on their hands and wait to be called. Don't complain if no one from the campaign has specifically reached out to you to ask you for your support. There is simply no time for that kind of foolishness. We cannot afford for anyone America to sit on their hands and wait to be called. Don't complain if no one from the campaign has specifically reached out to you to ask you for your support. There is simply no time for that kind of foolishness. We cannot afford for anyone America to sit on their hands and wait to be called. Don't complain if no one from the campaign has specifically reached out to you to ask you for your support. There is simply no time for that kind of foolishness.
Well, and the reason why I kept playing it over and over and over, she kept saying specifically. Now, who talks about talked about that all the time? Specificity. Who? What you gonna do specifically for Black Americans? No other group is talking like that but us. I played that. I told y'all, she was taking her little shots in her speech. She was talking about us because we are saying, hey, I don't want to hear nothing what she's doing. What policy she has for Black Americans. If she don't do nothing for us, or she ain't got nothing going on for us, I'm cool. I'm chill. It's whatever. What's her policies? She called that foolishness. They listen, they know what you're saying out here. They know. They got people bringing it up to them. Say, hey, look, they saying that they want something for Black Americans. They want policies. They want whatever. So she come up there saying that. You do not hear, once again, let's do the roll call. Do you hear white people saying what you're going to do specifically for white people? You don't hear that. You don't hear Hispanics say what you're going to do specifically for Hispanics. Or you don't hear Asians saying that. You don't hear East Indians saying that. You don't hear Native Americans saying that. Black Americans are saying that because we have not received anything for all the votes that we have been voting. We have been the most faithful voting bloc for the Democrat Party. And it's time for Democrats to start giving to the Black community and pay what they owe. And what I mean by pay what they owe is because all those years that Black people have kept the Democrats in power, you doggone right, Black people say pay what you owe by giving us what we need. And if you're not going to give us what we need, that's okay. That's cool. We already just know what to do. Now, she says sitting on your hands and all that. So I guess what? Are you referring to sitting it out? Are you referring to that? It would be no reason to sit anything out. It'd be no reason for that if you do something for Black people. And Black people sitting out, that's a recent thing they're saying. That has not been the posture. That's been a recent conversation. Because you have not done nothing for Black people in America, that's why they felt that they say, what's the point? That's a response to Democrats. That's the response. Some of them are saying, I'm just going to go vote for Trump to spite the Democrats. Some say, I'm not voting for now one of y'all. But the fact is, the Democrats have themselves to blame for not prioritizing black Americans. You can't browbeat black Americans. You can't cuss us out. You can't belittle black Americans. You can't try to shame black Americans to come vote for you. And listen, Michelle, to say that's foolishness, no, that's foolishness what you just said. And that's actually kind of disrespectful, don't you think? The campaign want black people votes. Well, if you don't have time to address black people issues, then leave us alone. That means we don't have time to go vote for you. It's just that simple. You make time for all these other people, but you can't make time to address the issues in the black community. And you do know the Democrats need 80+% of the black vote to win any election. If black Americans don't vote for none of y'all, don't vote for Kamala, don't vote for Trump. If they say, I'm not voting for now one of them, she will lose. That's a guarantee. That is a horrible posture to take, to tell black people in particular that that's foolishness. Let's replay that one more time. Let's replay that one more time.
You know what you need to do.
Let me go back to it.
If no one from the campaign has specifically reached out to you to ask you for your support, there is simply no time for that kind of foolishness. To be called. Don't complain if no one from the campaign has specifically reached out to you to ask you for your support. There is simply no time for that kind of foolishness.
And it's never a time to do nothing for black people. Every time, see, and I'm glad she said it like that. Every time black people ask for something, it's foolishness. There's never a time to get our needs done. When black Americans told President Biden, hey, he said, I'm going to do the Police Accountability Commission, at the White House. Say, okay, cool. Hey, President Biden, what's up with that Police Accountability Commission? I don't have time for that. I'm dealing with COVID. We got to let Congress handle that. It's never time to deal with black people. It's never time. It's foolishness. How dare y'all ask for something for black Americans? We don't have time for that. But you got time for the migrants. You got time for them. You got all the time in the world. You got time for what's going on in Ukraine. You got time for that. You got time for what's going on with Israel in Palestine. You got plenty of time for that. Oh, you can make time for whatever you want to make time for. But when it comes to black Americans, it's foolishness. Well, maybe black Americans will say, well, since you don't have time and it's foolishness, maybe we shouldn't be foolish anymore. Maybe we should say, I'm not going to vote for you because remember, you don't have time for me. Put it like this. If you are in a relationship with a man or a woman, and that man or woman would tell you that they ain't got time for you and stop complaining about it because it's foolishness or what you're talking about, you would leave that relationship. Because why? It's not a relationship at that point if they can't even spend any kind of time with you. No time with you. You understand? You would leave that relationship. Well, your voting is a relationship with a political party or candidate. It's a relationship. It is a transactional relationship. You want my vote? No problem. What you got? That's it. What do you have for me? If you got something for me, I will go vote for you. What do you have? Tell me what you have. She has no policies. In these 2 nights of the DNC, I have not heard them talk about no policies. I just went to Kamala Harris. Hold on. So we don't lie. Because we do not want to lie on Vice President Kamala Harris at all over here. Because, we know the DNC is watching. So we make sure I don't lie on her at all. So I want to show and prove. Where is it at? Where is it at? Here we go. All right. Time is running out. This is the change on the website. We're on Policy Watch, day probably infinity. And she said, we set a goal to bring in 1 million grassroots donations before the convention comes to a close. We need your help to reach it. Will you chip in to Kamala and Tim's campaign today? No, I'm not going to do that. But let's continue to KamalaHarris.com. And nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Meet Kamala, meet Tim, take action store, donate. Of course, you can donate. A lot of donating up here, right? Join the campaign, the same things that was down here. So you got a whole convention going on. And let's say if that's their first time even seeing you. Wouldn't you want on your website, you say, you know what, let the people go see exactly what we're running on. What is our policies? No policies. I'm sorry, this is weird because even they always call somebody weird. This is weird because even Biden had policies on his website when he was running for president. Why do they don't want to put policies up here? Why? What are you hiding at this point? You're not doing interviews with nobody, not even with CNN, not even with MSNBC, which is our friendly platforms to her. She still don't want to do interviews. Like, are you trying to do the Joe Biden strategy, hide in your basement? Well, Joe Biden had a reason at the time to hide in his basement because we were dealing with a global pandemic. And someone in Joe Biden's age range, that pandemic was could be fatal, especially him being older and his immune system wasn't, like maybe someone younger. So it was a reason that he was in the basement. I get that. But we're not in the time of the pandemic now. So why is she basically the same strategy? You're hiding in your basement. Well, she's doing rallies. No, not pep rallies, because that's what she's having. Pep rallies / concerts. That's what she's having. You're not talking about no policy or having no pushback on policy. She won't even if you don't want to do an interview, do a press conference. She don't even want to do press conferences. Once again, even with CNN, MSNBC, one of those people, right? Very pro-Democrat. She don't want to do it because just maybe a journalist would ask her a question and she don't have an answer to. Just like if you remember Lester Holt, when he questioned her about the border and he said, you haven't been to the border. You say, well, I ain't been to Europe either. That's that kind of stuff that gets her in trouble. She don't. I think she's maybe gonna try to skate her way through. No policies, no interviews. How can the American people get to know her and feel confident if she's not even having conversations? And once again, she's not even having conversations with the friendlies, and for sure she's not having conversation with those going to oppose her, like the Newsmax or the Fox News. Or people like that. One thing I've learned about a lot of this political structure, I can't even say that about Trump, so I'm gonna leave him out of it. But most of the Democrats, they want to stay in the echo chamber. They do not want to come out of that echo chamber. And if anybody's outside the echo chamber, let me tell y'all something I saw today. It was really kind of despicable. So it was on Boulay Martin's X account. So you had a brother that asked Boulay Martin, he said, listen, I'd like to know some policies that Kamala Harris is presenting. And he was telling Boulay, he said, since you're very versed in Democrat policies, I'd like to know what she's going to specifically do for Black Americans, right? And so it was a legitimate question because he seemed like he really wanted to know. Well, then one of the folks come in and say, oh, she's going to, save democracy and that's why you got to vote for her. So the brother asked, say, okay, could you explain to me what is democracy? He said, because I just want to know what that is that y'all talking about. And so the lady responds, well, it's our rights and freedoms and that's why she got to save. He said, okay, but you're still not explaining the full democracy part. I want to know. He said, because I don't know what policies is out there that she's going to help Black Americans. Then you have one of the sister girls show up, that's a Democrat, and saying, oh, well, why are you asking all these questions? You just want to support Trump. And that's what that is. And he like, I'm not voting for Trump. He said, I just seriously want to know, what is she presenting for Black Americans? Because if I want to vote for her, I'll vote for her. But I just want to know, what is she doing? Because basically he was on the couch. So he was just doing research to see, hey, is it okay to vote for her? Because, maybe she got some policies that I don't know about. And that's why I always say all the time, hey, I don't know everything now. If I'm wrong, let me know. I don't mind amending what I say. But the brother was asking genuine questions, and then here they come, they start attacking him. Let me tell you, Democrat shield something. Y'all turning off so many Black people away from Kamala Harris. There's Black people that's asking legitimate questions about what is she going to do, because they could be considering to vote for her. And when y'all go to attack other Black people, y'all do one or two things. Either you make them angry and push them to Trump, because at least Trump got policies you can go critique, or you're going to keep them on the couch. Y'all going to do that. I don't know what is it with y'all. So when it comes to Black people, for sure, you're nasty. You say vile things to people. You're cursing. You're belittling. Like once again, I said, the vote blue no matter who cult. If you cannot stand on your square and explain to a potential voter why someone should vote for your candidate, and the only response you could be is, well, you just support the other guy. Well, if they supported the other guy, they wouldn't be asking you nothing, genius. Because if I support somebody else, then I'm not going to ask you anything, because I already made up my mind. So clearly, if they're asking a question, they haven't made up their mind. But because you have nothing to say, because your candidate has not put nothing up on her website of policies, you have nothing to stand on other than what she say in her speeches. Well, in her speeches, she can say one thing today and one thing tomorrow, and then she get in office, she can say, well, I really didn't promise that. I was just making a comment about some things. But at least you put on that website, now you can hold the account to that and say, hey, you said this your policy, that your policy, that your policy. Just admit, you know what? I don't know what policy she have for Black Americans. I'm just supporting her just because I'm a Democrat. I'm just supporting her because, she's, Black. I'm supporting her because she's a Black woman. Just say that. I would respect it a lot more. But don't sit up here and just go off of the rails because you have no education on your own candidate. You ain't got no answer, Sway. Yeah, I'm just saying. That's why they get angry with you when you ask them questions. They get angry with you because they have no answers. That's why they tell you, oh, just shut up and vote. And that's what Michelle Obama was telling y'all too now. She was telling you, shut up and vote. Y'all know what to do. I bet you. So shut up and vote, right? That's what Black Americans are told. Shut up and vote. When we're just asking questions, we're asking questions about why we should consider voting for Vice President Kamala Harris. Just like we should ask the question, if you want to consider voting for Donald Trump. Okay, what Donald Trump is going to do specifically for Black Americans? And I've seen both sides. When someone asks the Trump people what they're going to do for Black people or what's his policies, people are ready to give them the answer to it. Whether they agree with it or not, at least they're giving them an answer. On the other side, you ask the same question and they calling you dumb, stupid, you just a Trump supporter, or you're an undercover Republican. Who paid you to ask that question? No, who paid you to be ignorant? Who paid you to be ignorant? Who paid you? Because if everybody getting paid, who paid you? The people that's always saying somebody else being paid, they're projecting, right? They're projecting. Because we know the DNC has been cutting out millions of dollars to people online. It's come out. So who's to say that these people that jump into these X spaces or jump into chat rooms or jumping on YouTube, whatever, who's to say they not paid? How come the person questioning about policies is being paid, but you're not being paid? What do you get out of it? That's what I want to know. What do you specifically get out of it? Because you don't know nothing about your candidate. You know nothing but their name and the party affiliation and the color and the gender. You know nothing about what your candidate wants to do. So are you getting paid by the DNC? That's a question you got to start asking them, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you must be getting paid by the DNC. That's why you're being so rude to me. You must be getting paid by the DNC. That's why you don't want to answer no questions. You want to tell me shut up and vote. He said, if Kamala could have copy and paste Biden policy from his website, he said, man, this is crazy. She could have, at least that much, right? But start flipping that on them about getting paid. Because anybody that's telling me you must be getting paid, no. You getting paid. Because nobody ain't mentioning no money. You the only one mentioning money. Asking questions mean you're getting paid by Trump for asking questions. Once again, geniuses. If you want to just vote for Trump, you're not going to ask questions about the other side. It doesn't make sense because you're already on this side. Why would Trump or the Republicans pay you to ask questions about policies about Democrats? If they're going to pay you, they're going to pay you to constantly promote Donald Trump and what Donald Trump got going on. And they're, hey, everybody, come over here to Trump. If you'll get paid, that doesn't make sense for Donald Trump or the Republicans to pay you to ask about policies on the other side. That doesn't make sense. But they don't expect you to think. They expect you to shut up and vote. That's all they expect you to do. And I'm not against voting at all. I believe voting is a right. I think nobody's voting right should be revoked for no reason. I don't care what crime they commit. Nobody's voting rights should be taken away from them. That's stupid. And we know the history of why voting rights are taken away, because that's the folks, always try to put a crime on us so we couldn't vote or practice our 2A rights as well. They did that to prevent us, right? But yeah, you ask them that question. Are you being paid? And tell them it doesn't make sense for Trump to pay me to ask questions about policies on the other side. He would expect me to be at the Trump rally. He would expect me to be wearing Make America Great Again gear. He would expect me to be, all on his team. Not asking silly questions. Well, Veronica, next day not promised to nobody. Only the Lord knows the day and hour for all of us. But that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it is. And like I say, it's not going to stop no time soon. The troll farming, the crazy questions. I've even, had a family member tell me that just because they posted something, political, it was going on in the election, people are so crazy these days about politics that they won't do business with you. They'll stop talking to you, all behind Kamala and Trump. So if you're a black person that support Trump for some reason, whatever reason you want to support Trump, is your business. And some of these Kamala people, they like, I can't talk to you because you support this person or whatever. Well, I don't see too many black people saying I can't talk to you at all because you support Kamala. I never see that. But I always say, if somebody's that childish, let them go. You don't need childish individuals in your life. I'm a firm believer of that. You do not need childish individuals in your life. Let them people go. Especially if you got children. Like, listen, I got children. I'm not about to deal with no grown ones. Yeah, people can be, but my thing is, what I learned about life, y'all, there's some people in your life for a season and some people in your life for a lifetime. And when that season is up, it's up, and that's okay. It's okay. And when that person walk away out your life or whatever it may be, well, that means if somebody else going to come down the line later. Because some people may have just a time of assignment to be in your life. And then when that time is up, then they're going to move around, wherever the case may be. And don't feel bad if somebody, walk away out your life. Just understand that you got more coming up in the future that God wants you to see. It may be some people that you'd have never met if that person would have never left your life or didn't get moved out of the way of your life. You would have never met this person that you probably about to meet tomorrow, next week, a month from now, 6 months from now. You wouldn't have been in the right headspace to meet that person. So don't ever get so down if somebody walk away for silly reasons. Let them go. Let them go. Because they wasn't your friend or anything anyway. Yeah. Family members can get their feelings hurt, and that's okay. You know, like we used to say in my family, you get over that. I ain't worried about that. You know, you let them. So I'm gonna let you have your space or whatever, and then you see him later. Say you good now, you straight. You know, you may not have to talk to him until next Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. This Thanksgiving, that'd be definitely after the election. So Thanksgiving dinner going to be interesting this year. Because whatever your position is, one of them going to get elected. Either we be talking about Kamala or we be talking about Trump. We be talking about either or at Thanksgiving. So either you're going to see some happiness or you're going to see some people sad. Now, of course, if Kamala lose, oh boy. I'm going to tell you what, that's one broadcast I would definitely love to do. Not about gloating, but about just seeing how they react to it. Because the way they're acting about it now, they better hope she win because, they're going to lose their last mind if she lose. Yeah, Eric, yeah. Thanksgiving going to be interesting. Oh, yes, it's going to be interesting. Definitely going to be interesting. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. What else is new, Crystal? What else is new? I mean, black men are blamed for global warming. Black men are blamed for hurricanes. Black men are blamed for the politics. We blame for the job market. I mean, we used to it. I mean, like, it's black men's fault. You know, like, tell me something I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but real quick, let me say something before I wrap up. These people so crazy, and I knew they wasn't black that did it. I just have a suspicion it wasn't black people. So out in Chicago, they had the Democrat delegates, and they was going to have a breakfast. They had like a little a conference room, and all the delegates going to get with and eat breakfast like early in the morning. Well, somebody got into look this up. It was on Fox 32 out of Chicago. Somebody got into the area where their breakfast is at, and they end up, I guess they had like a little, serve yourself, buffet area for them to eat food. They went in there and dumped maggots all on the doggone food for the Democrat people. They dumped maggots on the food. And of course, the FBI is investigating, and they go catch you because you go into a hotel, dump maggots all on the food. In these major cities, there's cameras every freaking where. You're going to get caught, whoever it is doing it. Like, listen, if you don't like the Democrats, okay, you don't like them. But for you to go in there and dump maggots on food, that's what I'm talking about. People are getting stupid. They're getting so silly. And no, I didn't play this, but just what happened to Trump some weeks ago where they tried to, take his life, for Michelle to keep chanting, do something, do something, do something. I'm not saying she's telling somebody to actually go do anything. But in this political climate, having people scream, do something, because you see these people are unhinged. You got to be careful with you having people chant. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was disgusting, and they're going to get arrested, whoever that was. That was disgusting. I'm like, look, if I don't like you, I'll leave you alone. I'm not going to go through all that. I'd love to see who did it, though. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the stream. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. That's also very important. And make sure, if you are going to Ethiopia, make sure to keep up with your payments, and everything. So we can see you in March. Like I said, we got still about 4 spots left. You can go ahead and try to secure those spots. And go to AfricanDiasporaNews.org/Ethiopia, and you can look at the itinerary and sign up. Everything will be closing out with that definitely by the end of the month, definitely by September 1. So make sure that you, ladies and gentlemen, jump on that ASAP. So thank y'all for listening. We'll see you.